Hey guys, it's Super here. So we just got the release of Guild Wars Level 7 as well as a new Ultimate Challenge. So let's take a quick look at both. So first of all, let's look at Ultimate Challenge, and as you can see, there's actually 30 levels of this, and I completed level 1 already. So level 1, if you weren't familiar, actually was the Hingy boss that we saw in Spiral of Fate, and that's the one where you have to alternate between using basic abilities and your special abilities. So it was actually decently tough for level 1, but I managed to clear it using Marie and Apsara and other characters. And I think it should be doable even for players with not as much access to all the strong limited time heroes. Unfortunately, as you can see, I can't challenge it again, which I think is a bit of a flaw, but hopefully you guys will have some success with this, and if you manage to beat the Ultimate Challenge level 1, please put your team in the comments for others to see. And let's take a look at the rewards. So these are all one-time rewards, and you can see you can only challenge one of these bosses a day, and there's a total of 30 stages, which means at minimum it will take 30 days. But anyway, as you can see, the rewards are actually pretty decent. So at level 5 we have a limited time hero shard chest, which is not too bad. Of course, you only get 10 shards when you need 50 to unlock the hero, so actually making use of these shards will probably take a really long time. And then you can see next we have Dexterity set, which is okay. Level 15 we get Mythic A Blessing. Level 20 just have 10 Mystic Stones. This is pretty bad, I would say, for a level 20 reward. Level 25 Bone Erosion set with some pre-made stats, which is good. And most importantly, if you can manage to reach level 30, we get an Echo Section chest, and this one actually offers really good limited time hero echoes. So this by far is the best thing you can get. Of course, it might be difficult to hit challenge level 30. We will have to see the difficulty as the days unlock new challenges. Alongside Ultimate Challenge, you can also see the milestone rankings. And just remember that you can like all these people who have cleared it. I think this is ranked by who cleared it first, followed by who cleared it the fastest. So just make sure you like everything. You can get a total of 50 gems by doing this, so don't miss out on that. And lastly, and probably the thing most people were looking forward for, is Guild Wars 7. So Guild Wars 7 is actually really tough, and let's just compare. So I'll do a battle test for Guild Wars level 6. So this is just a random team that I've been using. It's definitely not the best team I can use, but Guild Wars 6 is so easy that it doesn't really matter. And as you can see, clear it in 2 turns and just so easily completed. And compared to Guild Wars 7, if I were to use this exact same team, you can see the damage is just horrible. I'm only doing 1.2 billion damage, and that wouldn't even get me the second tier rewards. I will only be getting the first tier. So most players, especially if you're free to play, chances are you're never gonna exceed this first tier until you get some stronger heroes. And even if you do have third time heroes, it seems like you're not gonna be able to clear the later stages until you get some of the characters which are coming out in the future. So let's talk about the strategy in which of these Guild Wars levels you should do. So I'll first talk for free to play, where you only have 2 Guild Wars energy stamina. So assuming that you can complete each of the Guild Bosses with 1 stamina each, normally you would be doing Guild Wars level 6 for these rewards, turn tier, and you will also be doing 1 Guild Wars level 5 for these rewards. So as you can see, for Guild Wars 5 you'll be getting 160 gems. And over here, in order to make sure you get the same amount of gems worth, you would need to at minimum do 6 billion damage. And this just isn't realistic for pretty much any player in the game right now, unless you're a really late game player and really strong. I think I saw someone in World Chat say they got 6 billion damage, that was their highest, and it was a level 107 account, so super late game, and some strong players that I know personally, they're struggling to even hit this 2.5 billion threshold. So how about if you're if you have the monthly pass and you have 3 Guild Ball stamina, which means you would normally do 1 level 6, 1 level 5, 1 level 4, and you can see that for level 4 the highest tier is 100 gems, and that means that if you're able to hit the 2.5 billion damage mark, then it actually is worth doing Guild Wars level 7 because you get more gems and you also actually have a decent chance for the Advanced Skill Scroll and Supreme Runes alongside Echo Rune, and if you're lucky you can get the Eye and the Eternal Sword as well. But let's talk about actually doing this amount of damage. So first of all, like I've shown you, the damage difference between Guild Boss level 6 and Guild Boss level 7 is really difficult. You can see this only does 1.2 billion damage. And what I used personally was my Wuthering Coast Direct Damage team. Of course, this isn't realistic for a free-to-play player, obviously, because I have a Unicorn pet, and Unicorn pet is ridiculously broken. If I don't use it, you can see the damage is so much worse. So it does 1.1 billion. If I add it, because Unicorn does help with a lot of survivability, which this team doesn't have much of besides Nicolith. And then now I can do 2.5 billion. So it does seem that Guild Boss level 7 is really difficult, and probably something only pay-to-win players will actually be able to make use of for now. And the reason why I think it's so difficult, even if you did have access to every single hero and every single pet, I don't think players will be able to hit the 12 billion threshold unless some new strategy is discovered. And what does that mean if I'm saying that, oh, this 12 billion damage thing is impossible? Well, we need to take a look at his the boss's abilities, and as you can see, there's one really important one which says that the enemy gains this Blessing of Nothingness when dealing 2 types of DOT damage to the boss, and this Blessing of Nothingness does, you can see somewhere here, the enemy takes this, the enemy gains Ancient Blessing 3, increased damage dealt to IMR by 10%. So as you can see, being able to trigger this Blessing of Nothingness is really strong, and to do that you need to do 2 types of damage over time by just 1 hero in 1 turn. And right now we don't have a hero which is able to do 2 types of damage over time in 1 turn, except for the new hero Kratos over here. And you can see he's coming out tomorrow, and he does 2 types of damage over time. He's in 1 ability. He's the first character to do so. So he does bleed and internal injury, which means that chances are he's going to be really strong for this Guild Wars 7. And I think, as this is how it usually goes for these kind of games when they release new content, future heroes are gonna also offer double damage types, and chances are you'll need them to be able to perform well in Guild Wars 7. So what does this mean if you're a free-to-play player? Well, unless you spend your summons on the new characters which are coming out, which I don't recommend because you should be saving for limited time heroes, Guild Wars 7 might not be for you at the moment. And one thing I do hope is that since the Mythic Unruly Outlaws character will be coming out somewhat soon, probably next month or in 2 months' time, I'm hoping that that character will offer double DOT damage types as well, and give free-to-play players a more accessible option for Guild Wars 7. But in the meantime, I would just stick to doing Guild Bosses level 5 and 6, and level 4 if you have the monthly pass. And yeah, so that's all we have for today. And if this was useful and helped you understand the new content that was coming out. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.